Hey, thanks for stopping by Mystic Messages. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I hope everyone's doing great today, wherever they are on December 24th, Christmas Eve. So I wish everyone a happy holiday first and foremost, whatever you celebrate, whatever you resonate with. And I hope that you're having a great time wherever you are. Today I'm going to do something a little different, which I normally don't do. I've decided to pull a card spread from the tarot. Okay. Now, I was never formally trained in tarot. I do read them intuitively. So basically, the cards speak to me, give me messages uh, to give to you. And there's a specific message here today for a group of individuals or maybe just one person. So, as always, if they don't reply, let it fly, and you're welcome to come back for the next message. Okay, so let's begin. Apparently, you've been struggling. Okay, there's a struggle going on. And you've been asking for answers. You've been praying, searching, looking for direction, and you feel like you're not getting the answers. What's happening is you are receiving the answers. You're just not willing to accept what they are, or you don't like what the answers are. Okay, what it's saying here is you need to move yourself past the point of isolation. Okay, I know this is difficult, okay, especially for many out there who have been harmed and ridiculed and backstabbed. I know this is hard, but what the tarot is asking you to do, what's coming through from the tarot, the divine realms of the tarot, is asking you to take a leap of faith, move yourself forward, begin a collaboration with others who are on your same frequency, okay, enabling you to move forward because the isolation is keeping you stagnant. And the stubbornness of not willing to accept the answers you have been given is keeping you stagnant. Okay. Once you're able to place your full faith and strength in a higher power, something higher to yourself, basically the universe, then the universe will respond in kind. But right now, unfortunately, you're remaining in a stubborn state and refusing to move forward, refusing to accept the answers you're receiving, and that's blocking you. Okay. The universe does want to give you what you're seeking, but the universe also first wants you to accept, okay, what you've already been given. So the feeling that I'm getting here is many of you have been shown who certain people are in your life. Okay. These might be family members, friends, co-workers, what have you. And what they're telling me is that you've heard a certain word come out of their mouth. That was like a light bulb moment for you. Okay. And when this light bulb hit off, you realize that this person wasn't exactly who you thought they were. Okay. So, think back about this and try to remember the situation that you were in concerning this. When you had this light bulb revelation, that was source, okay, the divine, giving you this information, okay, giving you that nudge, telling you, hey, this person is not who you think they are, okay? And it's unfortunate when that happens, especially when it's someone that you were very close with. It's hard to believe that, people that we're close with will, not be out there for our best good, okay? And what we have to remember is, especially for those who are currently ascending, and I've mentioned this many times before, unfortunately, many of these people, these lower vibrational people, are used as, they're a vessel. They're used by dark forces to prevent those who want to ascend, who want to see beyond the matrix, who want to elevate themselves. Okay. But in order for us to elevate, we have to remove the things that are keeping us stagnant. Okay. What I like to call the nouns, the people, the places, and the things. Because unfortunately, everybody is not going to have your best interest, or they don't realize when they're being used as a vessel to, you know, bring you into a certain situation that you don't want to be in, to make you feel a certain way. I'll give you an example of that. My cat recently died in April. Okay, a week before that happened, there was a repair person that came to the house, and I had a cat that, even though she was friendly and loving, she wasn't very secure around people and never really went up to anybody, especially somebody she didn't know. But on this night when the repair person came, unfortunately, the man who was doing the work said, "Wow, what a beautiful cat!" And the cat was, went up to him and he pet the cat. And I had a sinking feeling at that moment, as if though that person was sent and being used unknowingly to let me know that my cat would not be well after this encounter. Okay, and what my heart was telling me, what my instinct was telling me, was that this was something that wasn't going to end well. And unfortunately, it didn't. And I wasn't able to do anything about to prevent it. But the damage was done. The curse was brought in as intended by whoever sent that curse. Okay, intended to harm my pet because they couldn't harm me. They took it out on an innocent animal who didn't deserve anything. And I lost my cat who didn't even make it to 10 years old, who was perfectly healthy until that point. So that's where I'm trying to tell you, when you get these nudges, when you get that sick feeling in your stomach, when somebody tells you something that just doesn't seem right or doesn't ring true, you have to realize, especially when you're in the spiritual realm, okay, that these things do exist and that people don't always have the most best intentions for us, okay, and they could be used by anything or anybody to be sent to us. Something that seems innocuous, like a repairman coming to the house. You have to be very careful about who comes into the house, you know. And unfortunately, at this point, something needed to get repaired, and the repairman needed to be there, but the repairman was also used as a vessel to bring the curse upon my cat that would lead to her death a few months later. Okay, she went from being a perfectly healthy, happy, normal cat who only ate the best of foods to becoming sick from out of nowhere. And I know exactly where it came from, and it hurt. But you know what? It's all good because whoever sent that, okay, it's going to be returned to them 20-fold because they hurt an innocent animal because they were trying to hurt me. So that person needs to understand that out there. Okay, unfortunately, let's get back to this reading. As I continue to look at the cards, the biggest obstacle here is the stubbornness of you not wanting to move forward. Now, don't kill the messenger. And I'm not judging you in any way. This is what's coming out on the cards. So if you can look at yourself objectively, okay, and say, hey, you know what? Maybe there are some things that I can, change about my situation because only we have the power to do that for ourselves. Okay. So it's possible for you to do so. You might not like what the cards are saying, but the cards are only here to shed light on a particular situation. It wants to shed light on what's keeping you in a loop of, a constant repeat of what you didn't want in your life because it's a refusal of not wanting to move forward. And I'm sensing that partially part of it is from fear, and that's understandable. It's scary to move forward into something new. It's scary to leave those behind that we thought were our friends or our family or our coworkers. It's tough. It's tough having to leave all that behind. But you're going to realize as you continue down this path in your way forward, you're going to realize that some things need to be removed in order for you to move forward. Okay. Now, you don't have to do these or make these changes, it's up to you. But unfortunately, if those changes aren't made, everything will stay the same. So you can make the difference. You can make the choice. Okay? It's up to you. I don't want to tell you what to do. That's not what I'm here about. I'm only here to help guide and enlighten those who are willing to listen with an open heart and and with objectivity, okay, and an ability to look at themselves, okay. Nobody's perfect, and it's cool. It's all right. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, okay. And when we can learn to accept that, it's okay. It's okay not to be perfect, okay. After all, we are human. We are in a human body. Humans by nature are not perfect, but we can do our darndest to make ourselves perfect, okay. But we have to do the work. And when we're willing to do the work, we're not always going to get the answers that we want. Okay. Sometimes the source has a different idea in mind, has something better in mind for us. Okay. So it's very important when we ask for something to wait to receive it without, expectation of it having to come a certain way. Source wants to surprise you, but you have to, have faith and not give up when things don't seem to turn out exactly the way you want. Okay. And that's difficult. It's difficult not to be angry with source in the universe when things don't happen exactly the way that we want. Okay. But it just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way at all. And a lot of times we don't understand that the thing that we're receiving is a lot better for us than what we expect for ourselves. And you'll learn to see that within yourself when you look back. If you start to accept the things that you don't care that are being set before you that you don't care for, is when you'll be able to release that and say, okay, I free myself from this. That you tell Source, take the reins. I give up. Show me the way, and you will be shown the way if you're willing to accept whatever the answer might be. Okay, and that's basically it. I just thought I'd do something a little different today. It being Christmas Eve, I want to wish everyone a very happy holiday. Whatever you celebrate, whatever that happens to be, because I believe that everyone deserves a space at the table. I have reverence for all types of beliefs, because I know that there is more than one type of deity out there, but there is one main God who controls the whole thing. But we also have to remember that there are other beliefs that, that the divine, the deities that the divine placed on the earth purposely to help guide everyone. And basically, the end result is all the same, wanting goodness, peace, and harmony. And if anything is the opposite of that, that has nothing to do with the divine, okay? Because there are dark sides of things. You have to remember, men do evil things, unfortunately, when they feel that they have power, okay? And they misuse and abuse that power. And unfortunately, those very people are going to be taken care of this year as we end the cycle. Okay, they've been getting away with things for years, especially people who have done things to you that they've been getting away with. Everybody's going to get what they put out. Okay, and it's going to begin now and throughout the rest of the year. So if you put out good and positivity, it shall return to you tenfold. If you put out negativity, it'll return to you 20-fold. So we have a choice. We can either go on the higher path and put out positivity and try to make a positive change on this planet, or we can put out negativity and receive negativity in return. Okay, so I'm going to leave everyone at that. Again, I wish everybody a happy holiday, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.